You've likely seen the person who pauses for a few seconds before answering a simple question, or the one who stares at the ceiling while everyone else is laughing. To an observer, they look distant, slow, or perhaps a little strange. Inside that quiet exterior, a storm of thought is constantly spinning. Their mind is actively analyzing, connecting, and wondering about details the rest of the room has already moved past. We often slap a label on this behavior: overthinking. It's treated as a personality flaw or a cognitive loop that needs to be broken. Psychologists categorize this as intellectual overexcitability. This means the brain is physically tuned to a higher frequency, seeking out patterns and meaning even when there is no immediate need for an answer. Every word, silence, and micro-expression carries significant weight. These individuals process reality through layers of depth that most people never reach. Depth of thought has little to do with high IQ or reading complex books. It is a specific neurological lens that prioritizes intensity and slow, deliberate reflection over speed. This mental intensity creates a unique form of fatigue. You might be physically resting in bed, yet your brain is replaying a 3-day-old conversation to dissect the specific tone and word choice used. This is cognitive rumination. The brain loops thoughts because it craves a sense of closure that the surface of life rarely provides. This behavior is driven by a hyperactive default mode network. In deep thinkers, this specific brain region stays active during introspection, meaning their mind is speaking in full essays even when they are completely silent. Constant reflection often leads to metacognition, the act of thinking about your own thoughts. When a mind can imagine every possible outcome, it also imagines every possible pain, which naturally invites higher levels of anxiety. This mental exhaustion serves as the tax for seeing the world's invisible patterns. They feel more because they see more. The complexity paradox suggests that the more complexity a person perceives in life, the harder it becomes to feel simple happiness. Every beautiful moment is seen alongside its inherent tragedy and fragility. Modern social interactions often reward speed and small talk, which leaves the deep thinker feeling isolated. They crave soul talk, conversations that move beyond the weather to explore why things happen. Externalizing these thoughts provides a biological release. Research shows that writing, creating art, or deep conversation reduces activity in the amygdala. Giving thoughts a physical form helps calm the internal storm. Albert Einstein famously spent hours daydreaming, imagining himself riding on a beam of light. This unhurried, imaginative state allowed him to explore ideas that logic alone could not reach. The writer Virginia Woolf described this state as being rooted but I flow. Her mind remained grounded in reality, while her thoughts constantly moved and expanded. Hypersensitivity has historically functioned as the engine for human creativity and intuition, turning mundane observations into meaningful art. Many feel a pressure to fix their thoughts or reach a final answer. However, wonder thrives in the unknown. Wisdom often looks less like clarity and more like the willingness to sit with a question. When the brain processes information in extreme detail, it creates a massive data load that actually stretches the subjective experience of a moment. Neuroscience suggests this detail-heavy processing slows down the perception of time, making memories sharper and silence feel alive. Carl Jung believed that true awakening requires looking inward. For the deep thinker, this means finding a song within silence and meaning within chaos.
Researchers at the University of California found a direct link between deep self-reflection and long-term emotional resilience. They bounce back from hardship because they have already preemptively faced their pain. They've named it, explored it, and transformed it within their own minds before the world even noticed it. The ultimate goal of deep thinking is to act as a bridge between cold logic and raw emotion. In a place obsessed with sound, their silence proves that the mind is still working.